We're great friends. When I did that song on History, I would not have played that song because I was getting sober at the time. I went to a drug rehab. I was in there for 8 months. I never wanted to be in a recording studio ever again. My music career, to me, was over. And Michael called me and he said, "Nah, I want you to come down and play on a song." And I was like, "I'm sorry, Michael, I don't do that anymore." What do you mean you don't do that anymore? So I explained to him how I was in a drug rehab and I was in a program. Not only can you not say no to Michael Jackson, but also he had done the greatest thing for me ever. There was a young girl who was dying of brain cancer, and she contacted me and said that her dying wish was to meet Michael Jackson. I didn't know what he would say, but I called him up. I says, "Michael, I have this young girl. She's got brain cancer, and can I bring her to meet you?" He says, "Sure, you could bring her to meet me." So this is before the record. This was, this is like the beginning of Michael Jackson's solo career. So I think this was like his first big concert as that guy. I brought her to the show. Michael Jackson came out into the audience, took us by the hand, and brought the girl backstage with me. When this girl and I came back to our seats, every famous person in the place came over to her. Everybody, Mike Tyson, everybody was like giving her watches and like, "Who is this girl?" And I'm explaining, in America we have a charity called the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And I says, Make-A-Wish called me and this was her wish. And I didn't want to say she's dying and, but anyway, so 2 or 3 days later, she wrote me a letter, and I still have this letter. It's one of the most important letters in my archives. And she says, "Dear Mr. Rodgers, I want to thank you and Mr. Jackson, and I actually want to thank God for giving me brain cancer, because if I didn't have brain cancer, that night would have never happened." And she died like 2 days later. After that, my love for Michael was just crazy. Now you gotta remember, he and we knew each other when we were teenagers, so we were already friends. But after he did that, I loved him. There was no way I could say no. So even though I kept saying no, he kept calling back. I kept saying no, he kept calling back. Finally I said, "All right." I said, "But I'm in a drug program and I'm afraid to go into a recording studio, because if I go into a recording studio, they're gonna think that I want what I normally have, which is bring in the champagne, bring out the cocaine, call up the girls." Like, no, I don't want that. I just want to come and play your song. I just said, "I'm going to wait downstairs, come upstairs, play it. When you think it's good, you tell me that I'm going home." When I went and played it, I realized that he just missed me and he wanted to talk to an old friend. After I played it, it took me 10 minutes to play the part. I mean, he knew exactly what he wanted. I played it, it was done. And he says, "Hey, now, can we talk?" And we talked for like 3 hours, and then that was the last time I ever saw him.